bro, I didn't want to freak you out because for ages, I remember you were posting on your channel about being possessed.
Yeah.
And the last thing I wanted to do was go up to you and be like, well, Mum says you are.
I ordered it and it came and it had snapped in half, which meant the crystal was taking a hit for me.
Oh.
That there was like an energy that was so bad that it took a hit for me. And that day you came over. Grief. I'm going to have to sage the heck out of this room.
All I really have to do is bust out the cards and maybe a spirit box or something. See if we can actually properly contact the dead. Well, while attempting to do tarot card readings and do them properly, we did one to practice communicating with the dead. I did one and Kaylee did one. And how are you feeling about your reading?
Pissed off.
What did it
I'm
say?
being honest.
What did it say?
Oh, just the fact that my life's about to fall apart, about to lose all my money, my job, my partner's going to be disloyal or whatever the hell it was saying. I don't like that. I'm not doing tarot again.
What it basically, that's not what it said, right? So her reading basically...
Come on, in layman's terms, it basically said my life's about to fall apart, financially, relationship-wise, and career-wise, and something about death.
No, what it said was, basically, she's on a path that if she doesn't change, it was like a warning that if it doesn't change, it could lead to absolute ruin. She did pull a lot of really bad cards, the ill-dignified tower... many actually bad cards. It didn't say anything about you dying.
Change what?
It said that there's a risk that if you continue down the path you're at, that...
What path?
Well, it's apparently you're closing off your heart.
What the fuck? I couldn't be more open and loving if I tried. I literally couldn't.
Yeah,
I don't understand it. I'm literally a pillar of the community around here. I look after people. I've got a heart of gold.
Like
what
I
the
said,
hell?
if you don't, it's fine because there's a chance it doesn't. It's not real. But in the same
Fucking
breath,
hope so.
no. But in the same breath,
My life's about to fall apart.
in the same breath,
apparently.
people build whole careers off of this, which is
Yeah.
why. Guess what we're doing tonight?
No.
We're going to a professional psychic medium, tarot card reader, and cleanser.
No, please don't do
who's
this
gonna,
to me.
No, I won't make them read you because I know you're saying you never want another reading again after that.
Well, maybe maybe she can read me and tell me everything you just told me was complete bollocks, and then the one that she gives me is actually really good. Like, I'll get the millionaire card, and my boyfriend's gonna be wicked, and my career's gonna boom. I'm gonna have 1 million subs or something. So actually, I might ask her.
Well, according to the reading we just did, it basically said she's on a path of destruction if she doesn't get her shit together.
How? I've not done anything.
I know, I'm not saying you have. Right.
Oh, it's so
tell you
annoying.
what, I'm not a professional. Let's go to the professional tonight and let's learn something.
I literally hope she can help me. You've put me in no offence, you've put me in such a anxiety-riddled mood. I feel like I need to manically clean the house or something.
She seems nice, and she's from Italy. So
yeah, this is true, but I mean, just from literally what just happened with your little deck, I don't like these. Come on, you did it. You pulled all perfect, amazing cards. Go you. I've just pulled 5 out of 6 of the worst cards in the back.
But as long as you get your shit together, it won't happen.
What shit? I'm fine. Oh my god, I'm going to talk to this lady tonight. I'm right, I'm literally about to have a midlife crisis 24. Can you tell me if my life is going down the pan or not?
All right.
Because at this rate, I'm not very confident.
Well, I'm sure she'll be the one to tell us. This will be exciting. All right, so to be honest with you, we're on our way, and I pulled up her Instagram. It is Wise Woman Insights on Instagram, and by the looks of it, she's been doing this for a very long time now, doing readings for people. I'm not entirely sure. She's some kind of healer, spiritual life coach, and an oracle. I think an oracle. I have no idea. This is the thing. This is something.
Okay, all right.
This is something I'm going to have to ask her, or if she even calls herself an oracle. But I'm going to definitely get her to give me a reading, and hopefully have her explain to us how it all works. If there's a spiritual connection with it, if she has a gift. I mean, these are all things, and the beauty is because we get to really we're invited into her home to do this, so we're getting a one-on-one with someone who does this professionally. I think this is the perfect time to ask all the hard questions, all the questions that people when they go see a psychic medium or a reader or whatever it may be, that you don't get the chance to ask because they're doing their job.
Yeah, I'm really fascinated. This is a very intimate personal experience, like you say. Like if you go to somebody, you have to like sit down at a table and pay money and stuff. Like you don't get to ask all the complicated stuff. So this is going to be really interesting. Like obviously we get your reading done, but I also want to know quite a lot about her because she's amazing. Like I say, I've known her for years, but not like in this sense. I just know her as a human. So this is going to be so insightful. Just kind of learning about her, I guess.
Absolutely. I just want to know how you end up in this line of work, and if she can pick up on anything regarding me in general, and even teach me.
Well, she must be gifted in the first place to do it because, for example, someone like me, I'd never ever be a psychic medium because I do not have those abilities. So she must.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not sure if she's a psychic medium.
Well, sorry, that was just an example. I just mean like you wouldn't go into a field of something you have absolutely no experience nor intellect in. So, for example, like I say, I know nothing about spirituality, so I would never invest in that field.
Oh my God,
she's been doing it for a long time.
These roads are so fucking bumpy, by the way.
This is nothing compared to around the corner.
Oh, great. Well, all right. I guess it is what it is. We're gonna dive head first into this. We're gonna ask all the hard questions, get a reading, find out how it works, and maybe I can even learn something for when we go out tonight.
Yeah, of course. She's really lovely. Like I say, she's so approachable, really friendly, lovely, sort of like radiant kind of aura, if you want to use that word.
Yeah.
So yeah, feel free to ask her whatever you want. She'll give you all the time in the world. So yeah, to be honest, now is your best kind of chance.
Cool. Well, we should be there in just a minute then.
Be fair, actually.
Well, hello there. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I didn't receive your message you were just talking about. What's going on?
Okay, so basically what I like to do, particularly if you have been exposed to negative energies.
Oh, that's me.
Exactly. So, is to sage you. So this is basically smoke, which kind of gets rid of negative energies. And so, and then I just kind of waft this around you from head to toe.
Okay.
And then you can come in.
Okay. Oh, that sounds amazing. Okay.
Sage me, cleanse me, please.
So, that's an abalone shell, and what I do usually is once you've been saged, I collect the ash, which goes into make a protection powder.
Oh.
Which, what you do with that is you put it in like a little jar, and you can put it by your front door.
Okay.
Like so.
Oh wow.
So let's see now if I can see it on here. Yeah, here, in this little jar here, there's protection powder. So that's a mixture of the ash from the sage and protection herbs in there.
Okay, that's really neat actually.
So, and the bells are to ward off any negative energies and spirits.
Okay.
So, that's
all right.
what we do.
Well, I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay. Okay, if you could turn around for me, please.
Oh, absolutely.
Great, thank you very much.
I admit I've never had to do this before coming into someone's
You
house.
look so clean.
And my crystal's just flown out. I have to tell you.
Yeah.
I have to tell you that for some time, I'm just doing you now.
Yeah, trying to set the camera. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
For some time, I would always know when you were going to come over.
Okay.
Because the night before, you'd come over and I would never know. I would not be able to sleep.
Huh.
Could you turn around?
Really?
I would not be able to sleep, and I'd feel like someone was watching me.
Oh.
And actually, even thinking about it now, all down my back, the hairs are standing up, all over me from head to toe.
That's
and then
not sound like a good sign, does it?
No. And then I ordered a crystal. I ordered like a big fluorite tower, and I'll show you another one that I got to replace it.
Okay.
I ordered it, and it came, and it had snapped in half, which meant the crystal was taking a hit for me.
Oh.
That there was like an energy that was so bad that it took a hit for me. And that day you came over,
Oh.
and after that, I have never known when you're coming over after that. So whatever it was, it took a hit and then it left.
The monster.
Yeah, we've
monster.
had something really bad follow me for a while now, actually.
Come on in.
Wow.
Sure.
Are you sure? I feel bad now.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh gosh.
No, but it snapped clean in half.
Has that
And
ever
it was
happened
a-
before? or-
No,
Wow.
no.
Okay.
I've always known when you were coming.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, this sounds promising.
Is everything all saged?
Yeah, I'm all cleansed now. How are you doing, by the way, brother?
Yes,
I
my
will
bro.
show you the kind of crystal it was. Wait there and I'll go get it.
Sure.
Hi, brother man.
You ain't never told me your mom picked up on my negative energies.
I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I didn't want to freak you out because for ages, I remember you were posting on your channel about being possessed.
Yeah.
And the last thing I wanted to do was go up to you and be like, well, Mum says you are.
Oh,
I
God.
didn't want to freak you out. And once Mum, okay, I feel really... Do you remember a while ago we were meant to have a sleepover and my
Yeah.
mum was like, oh no, the reason we weren't was because the crystal broke the day after you came and my mum was like, something spooky is going on.
Yeah.
Do you remember the night he was meant to stay over and
Yeah,
the crystal
yeah.
broke?
Like this. It was a crystal like this.
Okay.
Have we got a
Do we need to get a light?
Yeah, yeah.
Shall I turn
Yeah.
Is that right?
I was going to say. Oh, there we go. Much better. Okay. So you had one of those and it broke.
Yeah, snapped clean in half.
And that is solid.
It is absolutely solid.
What kind of crystal is it?
This is a fluorite, rainbow fluorite.
Okay.
And it is actually a protection crystal.
And it can take hits for people.
Yes, all crystals take hits for people.
Oh, that's interesting.
So basically, they're like little protectors, and they pick up energies, and they transmute them for you.
Yeah.
So, if a crystal breaks, it's because it's taken a hit. It's taken on the energy and snapped for you, so that you don't.
Well, anyone who's watched my channel long enough knows about the monster, and yeah, this is the first time I'm actually learning of this. Just to clarify our relationship, this is the first time I've ever met you. We've been mates with Alex for
How long? 4 years.
yeah, and 2 years for me now. But also, it's really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Right, do you want to have just a quick chat about what we can do tonight, and
Yeah.
we'll just get the ball rolling.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
I'm
Awesome.
going to go and put my baby back, and then I'll be back in a second.
All right, so I see you've brought out a whole lot of different cards.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, I'd like to ask, what do you specialize in?
I specialise in oracle cards.
Oracle cards.
So the difference between tarot cards and oracle cards is essentially that tarot cards are always in the same format.
Yeah.
You have your major arcana, your minor arcana, so your suits,
Yep.
and you can make them look any which way, but they don't deviate from that structure.
Okay.
I have brought out some examples of some tarot decks, like reimagined tarot decks.
Yeah.
So this is a traditional tarot deck here.
All right.
This is a Rider-Waite traditional tarot deck.
Yeah.
With the imagery, the traditional imagery, so that you can pick up the meanings from all of these. I have a really cute one which I picked up in New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
This is the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot,
Oh,
which
nice.
I thought was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
And so you've got potions, which is cups, candles, which is wands, needles, which is swords.
Okay.
So you've got, and of course the traditional, like the Judgment card
Yeah, of
here,
course.
and all of that kind of stuff. So you can have reimagined decks like this. You can also have Angel Tarot. So
Angel Tarot. So
Angel Tarot.
what's different about Angel Tarot?
Angel Tarot is basically a softer energy than
Okay.
a traditional tarot, because a lot of people get freaked out by the Death card,
Yeah,
the
of course.
Tower.
Yeah.
It's like
Like her.
there are-
Literally
yeah.
earlier
So
today.
so they have renamed these cards to make them less scary.
Okay.
So these cards are by a guy called Bradley Valentine, and he has associated each card with an archangel.
Okay.
And with a corresponding card also. And it comes with a booklet too with all the meanings, and so yeah, it's just less nasty.
Can I ask,
Sure.
what do you believe makes tarot cards work? I know that's a deep philosophical question, really, but some people like to believe that it's spirit guidance, while others like to, I don't know, really.
Some say fate, intention, depends on
yeah,
how
your
you are.
intention.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It is a conversation
Okay.
between you and the universe, and the tarot is the conduit.
Okay.
So, and it's the same with oracle cards.
Yeah.
So you have the universe, source, God, whatever you believe in, and whatever energy you are talking to, and then there's you. And when you have conversations with your cards, it is about intention and it's about gut.
Okay.
So when you draw your cards, you can draw the same card, but you will feel differently about its meaning
Yeah.
according to the question you've asked. And you just need to feel into your intuition when you read.
Okay.
Right.
You just know, and that's the point, that's the trick, if you like, is that you get the meaning of the card by what your gut is telling you.
Okay. Now,
Okay.
I had another question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that? I mean, I don't know. Do you require a sort of gift to be really good at it, or is it something that can be learned?
It's something that can be learned.
Yeah.
We all have it.
Okay.
What is different about some over others is the openness to it. Some are naturally open, and they're okay. My belief
Yeah.
is that, and you see this all the time in videos, you get babies who are like looking and they're like, oh hi, and they're waving at apparently nothing, right?
Yeah.
When you're a baby, you are completely open, you are clean, you know, you can take all of it in without judgment. As you get older and you become more cynical, you close yourself off. People start to ridicule you.
Yeah.
People say that you're weird. And so if that is the reaction to your gift, then you will naturally close it off in order to be accepted.
To be honest with you, we say the same thing in ghost hunting as well. We find that people who are more open to paranormal and experiencing it experience more paranormal activity than those who close themselves off to the spirit world.
That's why I struggled, I think, when we first started doing it, because I was quite close to the concept of it all. I very much believe, like, for example, if a door swung open, it was the wind. I was one of those sort of people. So when the first kind of like, 2 or 3 months of us doing it together, I saw and felt nothing. Even if I did see, I wasn't seeing, if that makes sense. And then after a while, Andrew said to me, you know, you've really got to just forget everything you've been taught about it and literally just go in with the idea that anything can happen. I did, and then from that point forward, I started seeing it.
Yeah.
So that is very true.
And
That's a personal experience as well.
And I
Yeah.
would assume that because you can sense a negative presence, you probably believe in spirits and dark things.
Oh, there is no question that they exist.
No, I know. Trust me, I know. I've seen enough over the years.
Can I ask you a question? So you believe in, let's say, spirituality and all that sort of stuff. What is your idea on angels and God? Just something I'd like to know myself, really. Well, how do you feel about those?
Okay. Angels are messengers. They're the ones that give you the guidance.
Right.
And they will manifest themselves to you in any way that makes you most comfortable. So if you believe that an angel looks like a guy in a white robe with big wings, then that is how they're going to appear to you, so that they're easily recognizable.
See, that's scary because I believe in biblically accurate angels, and they're quite horrifying looking.
Yes. Or sometimes they can appear just as orbs, as an energy, as a presence that you feel.
That's what in my head, I picture that, yeah.
Right. So they present themselves in a way that is most acceptable to the person they're communicating with.
Wow. That's really interesting. I didn't know that.
Right.
And in terms of their, I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're all right. I was just going to say, because I only have 2 more batteries left after this. I just don't want to run out of time.
Sorry.
I wanted to know then. So, how long have you actually been doing this for? How long have you been practicing?
I have been involved in this field for about 30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So right from, I mean, you could even say before that, because I've always believed, I've always been open, but in terms of really looking into practicing and connecting, really since I was about 17 or so.
Okay.
So
and
yeah.
Are you self-taught, or did you have someone kind of guide you, like what, or an inspiration even that led you down this path?
I've picked up different things from different people, and I have essentially gone with what has felt right to me.
Okay.
And that goes for beliefs of all kinds to do with this.
Right, and I noticed, because you were talking about all the horrible tingles you're getting, just like me coming into your house. Would you say that is some sort of gift, your ability to pick up on these things? Because a lot of psychic mediums have this ability.
Yeah, it's my openness to it that allows it to happen.
Okay.
So if I were to be closed off, I would, as Kaylee said earlier, feel absolutely nothing. Because I'm open to it, and this is something that I do all the time, it is my intuition that is telling me what is happening here.
Yeah.
And my gifts are clairaudience.
Oh, you're clairaudient.
Yeah.
Interesting, actually, because I for a while believed I might have been, because after a while of ghost hunting, I started hearing them.
Yeah.
I could hear the spirits in the buildings we're in.
Yeah, and it's interesting you should say it's from your left ear, because I get spirit in my left ear, like the divine, if you like, and people who have passed from my right.
See, it's rough for me because I'm deaf in my right ear. So I have to use my left ear.
But that won't make any difference to how they speak to you and how you hear.
How do you know it's an actual voice and not just something you're thinking? So you know you've got your natural brain head voice, you know. See, I can hear my own voice all the time, but I also hear other voices, but I know that it's my brain making that happen, if it makes sense.
I think all of us.
So like if I imagine, for example, Alex's voice in my head when I read a text, it's like I can hear his voice in my head, if that makes sense, but I can't hear any other voices. So how do you guys know that?
Because I have not been diagnosed with schizophrenia quite yet.
Still waiting.
But you know, and this is something that I suppose you train yourself in, you know, with practice, with doing it all the time, and you know, you just know.
Okay, so I have one last question. What is your take on those who cold read and, you know, go to spiritualist churches to kind of learn how to cold read? Now, funny enough, I've been best friends once with a psychic medium, and I've dated one as well who's quite popular up where she comes from. But I saw a lot of the behind the scenes for some of these people who claim to have gifts, but they were just cold reading. Do you find that incredibly offensive?
Massively.
Yeah.
Because you are preying on people.
Yeah, well, yeah. The way I always looked at it was, you're selling hope, but you're also lying to people in essence, because of the fact that, you know, you're going around saying, oh, someone in this part of the audience, I'm picking up on an A, and then they'll, you know, try and work through it, find someone who bites or takes the bait, then goes on and
it's a money maker.
Goes, oh, well, they died of a heart disease, and we all know heart disease is one of the leading causes of death, so it's quite simple to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just because I've never really talked about cold readers and things like that.
I think it's highly offensive. Like I say, good people with hope go into these audiences paying good money to then basically get conned for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Like, I don't agree with that.
For me, this when you read for somebody,
Yeah.
there is an energy exchange.
Yeah.
And if you're taking money for something that is fake, that is despicable.
I agree.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's toying with people's emotions as well. When they say,
Absolutely.
oh, I can sense, did somebody pass away with an A? And they go, oh, yes, say, for example, you know, Andy there with them. They say, yes, my partner Andy, or this person Andy. They go, and they start picking on it, and you can see the person. That's what I don't get. When you're sat in that chair doing your job, you can see in that person's eyes genuinely the hope and the almost emotion, overwhelming experience, thinking, please tell me what this person's saying to me, and they're just sat there kind of conning them. It's cruel. That's the only way to put it, I think.
Well, that's exactly why we came to you, because we want a real reading.
Best in the business.
A real reading, yeah. Okay, so I see you're concentrating really heavily, actually. Could you explain to me what's going on?
It might sound a little strange, which is not unusual for you, but she is telling me that there is something still attached to you, and that you need, more than anything, when you do your work, to clear and shield yourself. It's so important, because the potential for you to pick up attachments is very high. And as I'm saying this, there's almost like a ball in my solar plexus, and it's going right up to my throat. This is a Lemurian crystal.
Okay.
And some believe that they hold ancient secrets.
Okay.
And so this one and this one are my most treasured. This one has something in it called a record keeper, which has basically ancient information from like previous civilizations. And so I have these with me as, I suppose, like trusted companions, and they give me some of the information that I need.
Yeah.
But this one in particular has been saying, I just keep hearing on repeat, get it out, get it out, get it out.
Okay.
And initially, I thought that she was saying, get him out. But it's not you. It's
What's with
the
me?
energy that is around you.
Okay.
And okay. You need to be grounded. Take that shungite with you wherever you go, because that's also a grounding crystal. It will stop. Okay, I'm hearing it will stop you from being taken away. That's not to say that something's trying to kill you.
Well, they say otherwise, to be fair. What I've been told in person. I get my digital recorder, since this has happened, has had something strange. So we have a thing called electronic voice phenomenon, which we can capture spirit voices on digital recorder. I don't believe I brought it with me today, but it started in Shrewsbury Prison, wasn't it?
I think slightly before that.
Slightly before that, even. I started getting these weird. Oh, Kenley's when it started.
Yeah.
These weird voices coming through, and it's a male voice, but it sounds very demonic. And there are times where it can actually cut out my own voice from the digital recorder, and it will just talk to me in full sentences.
But it's recognised my voice when we're recording, but not Andrew, so it's definitely something to do with you.
And it does threaten my life consistently.
Doesn't have the power to do that.
I don't believe so. Would have done it by now if it could.
Doesn't.
I had whatever monster was, I believe did. I got so ill.
Yeah, you were very sick.
Like, I withered away to like skeleton level at that time. But I was going to ask real quick, just while we do this. So I have an EMF device that picks up. We believe spirit to be made of electromagnetic frequency, and we've had luck with it going off during readings. Mm-hmm. So I was just wondering if it's all right with you, I'll just lay it on the table and just see if we get any spikes while doing this.
Yeah.
I will just...
Do you want to put it over here so I can, if it goes off, I can
It's
read it?
probably better over there because that's a selenite wand and that has an energy all of its own.
Okay.
A selenite wand can be used to charge crystals and it doesn't need clearing or anything. It's a particular type.
Okay. So my question is then, this reading, what are we looking for? What is this going to be about? Because I know that some cards deal with love life or career or things like that. Is it possible to do one? Well, I don't know. What would you recommend?
Usually what I recommend is just to simply ask, what do I need to know?
Okay.
Because to be honest with you, whether you're reading Oracle or Tarot, it will tell you what you need to know regardless.
Yeah.
Even if you have a specific question, they might not want to answer that one, or at least not answer that one first, because there are more important things that need to be talked about.
Okay.
So that's what I would recommend.
Sure.
I've brought out 2 decks.
Yeah.
This one, which I told you about, the spell casting Oracle deck. And then there's this one, which is the Starseed Oracle deck by Rebecca Campbell. Just because I feel that you've heard of as above, so below.
Yes.
Below and above.
Okay.
So I just feel like these 2 would be the most connected to you.
Okay. Well, I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay, so I'm going to start with these. I don't think I've ever had such strong
Bits of
feeling.
spiking over here.
Yeah. So the K2 meter's trying to go off as you're shuffling.
Tiny spike,
It's
yeah.
picking up on a bit of energy.
Oh, it's just gone up to yellow then.
So it always happens when we're doing readings and trying these things. So.
Okay.
Sorry to bring such negativity into your home. I don't mean to.
It's not, it's just really strong energy.
Yeah.
You are more powerful than you think.
No,
And you have more control than you believe you do.
Okay. Well, that's some good news.
And even in terms of this attachment, you have more control than you feel you do. Good grief. I'm gonna have to sage the heck out of this room. Okay.
Oh wow,
it's
wow, wow,
spiking.
wow.
Oh, it's just spiking.
That just
big
went up to
time.
red very quickly.
Yeah, I felt
Sorry, I did miss that.
Yeah, I even just got tingles.
I'm just gonna keep it on here for 2 seconds because that went. Oh, there we are. It's going up again.
I know.
I've noticed this is whenever you're shuffling these cards.
I've got tingles like all down my legs. I can honestly say in all the time that I've been doing this, I've never had such a severe reaction.
Wow, wow. When you said, did you see that? Did you see that? That went straight up to red as soon as you said those words.
Alright, well, let's focus on the
That's
reading.
amazing.
The first card is reconciliation.
Okay.
What I'm seeing when I read this is a triangle. I feel like you are the conduit between 2, I'm hearing entities. This is where part of your gift lies. That you could be responsible for the freedom of 2 spirits.
Okay. When you say the freedom, you mean as in me setting them free, or as in somewhere good, or I set them free when they weren't supposed to be set free?
They want to walk through.
Okay.
That's what I'm hearing. They want to walk through. And this hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
And your gift, is essential for the freedom of these 2 souls.
Okay.
within the next 3 months. Family. They were family.
Okay.
Financial health, that's yours. And I feel like this is the tree of life, so there is a connection between these two. These cards, in some respects, actually have nothing to do with you per se. This is not to do with your personal life, this is to do with your gifts.
Okay.
What am I picking up? Yeah, you see, again here, there are birds in both of these. And birds, when I see them in illustrations, are to do with freedom. And I'm hearing also emotional freedom. And I feel that is to do with you. I'm feeling barriers and constraints, and I feel self-imposed restriction. I'm seeing the 8 of Swords in the tarot, which means that you can easily set yourself free from the restrictions that you find yourself in.
Okay. Well, this makes sense so far.
And I'm seeing the 4 of Cups. How bizarre that I'm doing an oracle reading and I'm seeing tarot. Probably because you have a connection with tarot. So the 4 of Cups depicts a man being handed a cup. He is being handed an opportunity, and yet he sits with his back against the tree looking down like he has no option but to just sit there and commiserate. But if he were to look up and see the cup and just take it, then he'd be a happy man.
Okay.
So this is about taking opportunities as well. And I feel that that is where the freedom lies too.
That makes sense to me.
Okay. And also, I'm getting a feeling in my throat, which means that you need to speak your truth more. It's important that when there is something going on here in your gut and you feel it and it needs to be expressed, that it needs to come out. It cannot be trapped here because you'll make yourself ill.
Yeah.
And although sometimes you may not find the words, you may not be able to vocalize everything that you're feeling, it's important that somehow you communicate what you're feeling here.
Okay. Oh.
And I feel like, see here we have the moon and we have 2 suns.
Yeah.
The moon is all about mystery and concealment, and the sun shines on the moon to expose its secrets. And I feel like this is what is going to be happening for you. I'm not getting any more clarity on it than that. This is about the revelation of truths, maybe your truth. Okay.
Okay.
Energy seems to have calmed a little.
As you said that.
That just went straight up to red when you said that.
But it feels a lot more settled. it means, oh, it's too many. It means that these two have come out together for a reason. Okay, these are becoming sticky, which means that the energy needs to be released more. Or should we just go with those two? All right, let's see what we've got, and then I'll come back if I need to.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, again, it went straight to red. Let's make it more clear. Frame. I was gonna say, I'm trying to get that in frame because it's spiking.
So.
Wow, wow.
It's just going off on the deck itself.
Yeah, it likes that.
I'm not surprised. That's a powerful deck. Earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down time in nature. It's really important that I'm hearing between visits, that you take the time to recharge. It's really important, because I feel like if you don't do that, the same thing is going to happen again. You're going to end up getting ill. See, Four of Swords is coming into my head now. Same thing. You need to stay still, rest and recharge, otherwise that sword's just going to drop. You don't need that. And to replenish yourself. You see the waterfall here?
Yeah.
That's just like, it's like receiving energy. You need to look after yourself. You need to nurture yourself. This water coming down here is just nourishing. It's feeding the flowers. It's allowing the blossoming to happen. See how green all of this is?
Yeah.
So it's really important that you allow yourself to rest and recharge in between times. And for God's sake, please cleanse and shield yourself before you go, and then cleanse and shield when you come back.
Okay. That makes sense to me.
These together. Star bathing. Interesting. Golden children, inner child, rare gifts. You see, you have it all there. And this, for me, do you know anything about star seeds?
I've heard the term, but if you'd like to enlighten me, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, so basically a star seed is someone who is incarnated on Earth, but actually, in layman's terms, belongs elsewhere.
Okay.
So there are people who have attachments to different civilizations from different parts of the universe, and I feel that you may very well be one of those, and that's one of the reasons why you have these gifts that you have. I wonder whether I might, if you're open to teaching you a few things about how to use crystals.
Yeah, always open to learn something new.
Because I feel like they could help you and you could have a real connection to them. Hence crystal grid here. This here is a flower of life, and I use it for my crystal grids. So these are for, you call them spells if you like, but you set them up in order to facilitate a particular outcome.
Okay.
So if you have health worries, financial worries, you want to increase your creativity, anything like that, you can use crystal grids to facilitate that. And I feel like these could help with your connection to your gifts.
Okay.
And I can see how much you enjoy your work.
Yeah, I love it.
And that's what this card is about. This card, because it feeds you. It doesn't just feed you, Andrew, as an adult, but it feeds little Andrew as well. And I feel like this is your purpose.
Oh, I will agree with you 1,000,000% on that. Not many people can turn ghost hunting into a full-time career, really.
Just look at it while you're saying that, bro. Sorry.
I was about to say, does anyone just notice the lights
Yeah.
trip for a split second?
Yeah.
You just...
Yeah. Did you notice that? For a split second, the light just tripped. Oh, God.
And as it says here, your gifts are rare, but they are untapped.
Okay.
What you're doing now is cool and it's awesome, but you've got so much more.
Okay.
There's so much more that you can tap into here.
Well, I certainly hope I can unlock that, or untap that gift, really. Been doing it long enough anyway. To be fair, that's actually why I started to channel this, because my spirit box responses were so insanely direct, and a lot of other people couldn't pull it off, and that's what got my channel noticed, and where I started moving into paranormal investigating and whatnot. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes complete sense. What I'm feeling is that whilst on the one hand, in some ways you have your feet firmly planted on the ground and you are connecting with lower vibration and energies.
yeah.
What is required is the opening of your crown to allow for more downloads,
Okay.
to allow for more connection from higher vibrations.
I want to know something interesting.
Mm.
So, back when we were suffering with the monster, I started going into studying angels, funny enough. And that's when, out of nowhere, we started getting angel numbers everywhere. And I mean everywhere. And yeah, there was that period where literally I was screenshotting every single time I saw one, taking photos of them.
It was constant.
And then
yeah.
I started using them in my investigations to try and like make higher contact with higher entities. So, and we've had some interesting results.
Yeah.
You know, I looked heavily into John Dee and several other like ancient works where, you know, ways to try and communicate with entities such as like Metatron, God's messenger, and other archangels and whatnot. So, it is something that I have been dabbling in recently, just not as much as I probably should.
Yeah, and I feel that this is very much a call to action for that right now.
Okay.
And when you sent me the message earlier, I looked on my phone and my phone was on 44%. 44 being one of the biggest angel numbers out there.
I was gonna say the number I keep.
You got that quite often,
Well,
didn't you?
the main number I always got, and I was going to get it tattooed on me, funny enough. I was going to get Metatron's cube tattooed here with the angel number in the middle. It was 1414, constantly. Just
Yeah.
one
And you got the 1111 quite a lot, didn't you?
Yeah, but not nearly as much as 1414. Just always, it was everywhere. Not just in time. I mean, like everything was there.
Yeah, absolutely. I would recommend a book by Kyle Gray called Angel Numbers.
Kyle Gray, angel numbers.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that has all the numbers, including digital clock numbers as well, and mirrored numbers.
Okay.
And that can give you a really good idea of what messages you're receiving through numbers. Now that you're tuned into that, you'll get more.
Okay. Cool.
And they'll start to communicate with you more that way.
All right. Well, it's something I'll continue dabbling in, then that's for sure. Also, I do want to say an immense thank you for doing this for me. I will also say, if anyone watching wants to go and give Wise Woman Insights a follow on Facebook and Instagram, you do readings for people, do you not?
I do, yes.
What exactly do you do for people? What services do you provide that my audience might be interested in? Because I know I have a large audience who really loves this stuff.
Okay, well, I do oracle readings with channel messages, just as you've seen me do for Andrew here today. And I also do channel messages with oracles and coaching as well. So I'm a spiritual life coach also, amongst a couple of other things. But you can check that out on my pages.
Right. Remember, Wise Woman Insights. I'll put a link in the pinned comment below. So go check it out. Yeah. All right. So now that we've had that very, very enlightening encounter with Louise, I have a plan for us. I've been going on into certain Reddits and forums for psychic mediums, tarot card readers, all of that.
Okay.
And been taking notes on how particular mediums and tarot card readers have been using tarot cards to talk to the dead. We've attempted it once with playing cards, but let's go back to the old roots of medieval times and even as far as Egyptian times and do it properly.
Okay.
So there is a method. Obviously, there's multiple methods to communicate with tarot cards. But this one looks to be a 7-card deck, which you can communicate with a spirit, find out what type of spirit it is, what they have to say to you, why it's there right now, a direct message from the spirit, and what you should take away from the spread, which is exactly what I did with you earlier this morning.
Yeah.
So we're going to attempt that now with our current knowledge on tarot cards and the interview we have just done.
Yeah.
And but because of our little mishap last time with the playing cards in the church, we're not going to go to a church, obviously.
Yeah.
That would just be a bad idea. I think that's a bit too disrespectful if we're doing it for the purposes of our own. Even if it is paranormal communication, going to a place of rest is probably not the greatest.
I agree, yeah.
Yeah, so, let's try this method out.
Okay.
But we'll go somewhere that is not inherently haunted.
Yeah.
And just see what they say.
Have you done this before, just out of curiosity? With tarot cards?
I've dabbled with them throughout the years, yeah.
Okay, alright.
Now, here's my question. Are you okay with this? Because I remember I gave you the reading earlier today and you really, really were uncomfortable.
I've calmed down a little bit earlier. I don't know why it just made me so bloody paranoid. Because, funny enough, I know it sounds a bit horrible, but I've never been, when I say I've never been a believer in them, I have to a certain degree, but, I've not heavily invested into tarot cards.
But by the sound of it, really don't like the idea of your reading being legit and it just kind of makes you paranoid.
I think that's what it is. If I just know it's kind of obviously I respect people that are into tarot, and obviously I have an interest in it, but I don't know if it's gospel, obviously. But yeah, if it was something positive, it wouldn't affect me. But because it was all just such bad news, I was like, oh my god, I felt like shit after.
That's the thing, though. Keep in mind, people have made entire careers out of tarot card reading and psychic mediumship. I mean, a lot of people don't believe in ghosts, and yet I've made an entire career out of ghost hunting.
Yeah,
because there are a lot of people with experiences, just like a lot of people could probably swear on their hearts tarot cards work. Yeah,
well, look at me. When I first met you, I didn't believe in ghosts at all. I literally had no belief system in the paranormal, and now, well, look at me. I'm coming out with you every week, doing paranormal, because I've started to really invest into it, and I've seen things that I can't really question anymore. So, I understand.
The beauty is tonight we're going to attempt to combine tarot card readings with communicating with the dead, using the advice from actual professional tarot card readers. So you never know. It could yield very interesting results, or at the very least, it could either prove or debunk if they actually work or if they actually bring spirits to communicate with you. Obviously, I have all the ghost hunting equipment, so it's now just up to us to put it to the test and see what happens. Picked a creepy place to go tonight, didn't we?
It's got a white atmosphere.
Your light is so dim.
I could do that.
There you go.
Sorry, it's pretty shit.
I'll just try and save my batteries. Are you excited, though, to see what the fortune holds?
I'm a bit nervous, to be honest.
Yeah, why?
Just since that reading and stuff, and then obviously earlier, me doing mine and all the bad luck. So, here's hoping we get something good.
Oh, no, I think it'll be brilliant.
Yeah. Ready?
All right, we're here. Huh? Ladies first, I guess. You just rammed your head right into a stick.
See, it's that bloody tarot card. Told you. It's ruining your life. Actually, why am I being complicated?
I'll go this way. Oh. Ow. Okay.
It's creepy, isn't it?
Oh, it's creepy. You ready?
Oh, straight in? Okay.
I bet you the ritual's still there.
Oh, don't. This place is such a vibe. No, stop it. Stop being a pansy. It's fine.
Just go in, it'll be fine. It'll be just fine. miraculously still hasn't collapsed yet. Alright, let's do this. It's still here, not rubbed out.
It's quite impressive.
Where's the salt gone?
Did we do a salt circle on that?
Yeah, I did.
Maybe it's blown away in the wind, to be fair.
Yeah, it's probably all spread out.
Right, should we bust out some equipment and cards and stuff?
Well, as far as busting things out goes, all I really have to do is bust out the cards and maybe a spirit box or something. See if we can actually properly contact the dead the old-fashioned way. Calling on an entity, a singular entity, to come and communicate with me using the cards. And overall, give me advice on my life. Tell me my purpose. Anything you need to warn me about. Anything I'm doing correctly. Whatever it takes. I want to communicate with you. I'm in no way, shape, or form a professional at this. Tell you what I'll do actually, while I'm shuffling. I'll let this run in the background and see if the spirit comes forward.
Scanning FM.
Please come forward. See if anything goes off with that. Where's my K2 meter?
You what, Donna?
The K2 meter.
Big pocket?
No.
Hang on, I'll just grab a flashlight.
Found it.
Got it, okay.
Oh, sorry, K2 meter's already going off like crazy.
Oh, wow.
So that's a good sign. Right. I'm gonna keep shuffling the cards. The EMF in the room is saying that there is somebody here. She stopped dead. Yes, come into the cards. Organize the cards. By the way, that goes to show.
I was say, let me hold it.
Wait. I was going to say that goes to show the spirit box is not affecting the K2 meter.
Oh, I see, okay.
Yeah?
Well, I can hold it just in case, because if it spikes, I want to catch that.
Please come and communicate with me. So far, no real direct responses from the spirit box. Hello? Are you here? I'm going to draw the 7 cards now. To be honest, there's no use
Oh,
using that at the
got a
moment.
little tiny spike there.
Alright, move aside for a second.
You doing it up here?
I'm going to do it there.
Down there. Okay, right.
As long as this is safe to walk on.
I'll be honest, it's pretty vulnerable there. Be careful.
I think it'll be alright.
Okay.
K2 meter.
Yeah, got it.
Have that running there. Right. 7 cards. That, oh god, it's still spiking. Look.
Jesus.
That card there represents the description of the type of spirit we're speaking to.
Okay.
These 3 cards are direct messages the spirit wants to give me. God, it's going fucking mental.
Jesus.
It's actually going mental.
That's a huge burst.
Okay, so And then these last 3 cards I'm drawing here. This will basically be a complete and direct message from the Spirit. These 3 are things the Spirit want to tell me.
Okay.
That's the description of the Spirit.
Yep.
That is a direct message the Spirit wants to give to me personally. Let me just...
God, I've never seen something like that. Look at it.
Let me just...
It's going absolutely mad.
It is.
Wow.
I'm going to just quickly check. Oh, no. Okay, sorry. I got it mixed up. So, that's the card to describe the Spirit that wants to communicate.
Yep.
These 3 cards, that's what the Spirit wants to say to me. This card tells me why it is here right now. The card is a direct message from the Spirit, and this card is what I should take away from the Spirit.
Right.
From the spread of the cards, what message I should take away from it.
Okay.
Now, I got this on hand to make sure I don't get it wrong. So to start, the Spirit is the 5 of Pentacles, or 5 of Coins. What the fuck was that?
What?
Did you not just hear that?
Hear what?
It sounded like somebody just moved. Like behind you, like...
What? No?
I heard that.
Where'd it come from? Out there?
It
Or...
sounded like it came from outside.
Do you want me to quickly go and check, or...?
No, just leave it. It's probably...
Oh, fuck. No, I didn't hear that.
Right. Give me some light real quick. So, the description of the Spirit, that would be the ill-dignified 5 of Coins.
Does that help?
Okay. The 4 of Coins that not work form a cross of balancing energies. Not work form a cross of balancing energies united with an oblong border of interlacing. So the Spirit symbolizes a unity and security which relates to the card. All the energies are carefully distributed and set in motion, a material gain. Okay. So it sounds like it's a strong point saying that this Spirit is quite... The word that they used was a carefully distributed energy. So something that has its shit together.
Okay, alright.
I'm,
So basically
I'm going
intelligent,
nuts
yeah?
at how bad that's going off. That's
Isn't it?
incredible.
Yeah.
So, what the Spirit wants to say to me. Judgment. Ill-dignified judgment. Right, just find it here. So, ill-dignified judgment. Decisions go against the querent. I am the querent. Lost through a lawsuit or legal matter binds the querent to make amends, i.e. fines, or having to sell personal possessions to settle claims. A lack of faith in the religious or ethical sense. An unsettling time all around. See, that sounds kind of damning. The card of judgment is not an arbiter of natural justice, although it does relate to legal material matters. It's primarily concerned with exposing injustices.
Is that bad?
Something negative to do with my finances. Let's continue. We have the King of Cups, ill-dignified. So, the King... Oh, I just flipped right to it. Perfect. Ill-dignified. A sensual man who gives away to his weaknesses. An idle or complacent man who promises more than he can deliver. If drawn with the 9 or 10 of swords, signs of a schizophrenia and instability.
Oh.
Let's just hope that we don't pull... a 9 or 10 of swords, because that would be, they're trying to tell me I'm schizophrenic.
Okay.
Well, that's a 2 of swords. It's not quite a 9 or a 10. The 2 of swords, dignified. An honorable settlement of a dispute. No victors or losers. The querent has gained a victory, however, because of his or her mind has been open to an opposing or polarity of thought.
That's okay, isn't it?
So, to me, it's telling me, it's like they're trying to tell me, I'm going to fuck myself up financially. I'm going to fuck other people over.
And then you got the recovery card at the end, I suppose.
Because I'm just like all into myself. But there will be some kind of recovery where everything will be okay in the end.
That's interesting, okay.
Brilliant. Right, this is why the Spirit is here right now.
What have you got?
2 of goblets. Or 2 of cups. Love and marriage, a greater understanding in a partnership, the union of two people which creates a perfect balance of the masculine and feminine qualities. It's like the spirit's here to be a marriage counselor.
It's a little hint for the future, babe.
It's like it's telling me if you don't change your fucking naughty ways,
Yeah.
or
If you don't recover on that third card.
yeah, if I don't change my ways, whether it be internal or external, there's a chance that there will be recovery and each will be okay.
Yeah.
But the spirit is here overall to talk about love. A direct message from the spirit. The Chariot, dignified. Gotta try and find it. I'm hearing a lot of grumbling.
Yeah, me too.
Hopefully it's just a plane.
Yeah, I think it's a plane.
The Chariot, dignified. It shows victory of a kind, but not without some thorough soul searching. Health and vitality will also improve once the querent identifies the root cause of the problem. Family matters are important issues, and progress can be made to settle any dispute or long-standing divisions. Compromise is a key to regaining the initiative.
This is really interesting.
It is.
You're
really
getting a lot of
interesting.
like kind of cards relating to people and relationships and stuff.
It's like it's judging my life completely, and
Yeah.
or at least giving me a heads up of things to come.
Mm.
And the final card, what to take from the spread.
What's that? Sword.
I would assume that is the One of Swords, but or
No, I don't know. It doesn't look like, because the Two of Swords is above, so it doesn't look like it follows that.
it doesn't even have a. Is this some? Yeah, it's.
Have you ever seen that before? A sword with a crown.
No,
Shall I quickly give it a Google?
no, it's all right. I'm pretty sure that it's one sword.
Have a look at the One of
if
Swords first, and then if it's not that one, then we'll have to Google it.
Oh, it's Ace of Swords.
Oh, okay.
Dignified. The removal of obstacles. New beginnings are possible now the incentive is increased. The mind is free of negative thoughts. The course of justice triumphs. It's basically telling me
what do you make of
that I
that?
need to get my shit together and things will be okay.
Yeah, but you've got your shit together. I think you do anyway. I think you do.
Do I actually have my shit together though?
Well, I don't think they're necessarily that bad, to be honest.
No, I'm not saying it's bad. It's something that.
So you've got obviously two things you need to like focus on. We get a little bit of positivity and recovery, and these three are just more about, you know, looking after your relationships and people around you, and just kind of, I think, kind of almost growing a bit as a person. And
Yeah. Well,
There's
step back.
connections.
Step back a second. Let me.
yeah, let me just watch the floor.
Let me have
There's
a-
holes everywhere.
Yeah. Let me just have a think about this, right? Turn up the light a little bit. To me, it kind of signifies I still have some growing up to do. I mean, believe it or not, I'm about to be 33, and I still drink and smoke heavily.
He says lighting a cigarette.
You know, I definitely am not in a place where I could raise a child or have a you know a
family
steady
life.
family life. It's not me. But I truly have always believed it's not in me. But it's almost like it's trying to tell me like, mate, you should probably lean more towards that. Don't you find it crazy that the K2 meter stopped as well?
It's like it came when it needed to. It came, sorry, to say what it needed to say, and we're getting a tiny burst.
No. It's
Then again, though, can I just say on a side note,
it's
though?
job and it's like the spirit's gone.
I just want to
Yeah.
say on a side note though, I don't think anyone really is ready for family life and stuff. It is a complete and utter surprise and a big life event, you know, that's
Yeah,
your
but
whole
in-
entire world change. So I don't think it's necessarily saying that. I don't think it's like telling you need to settle down and have kids and marriage, but
No.
I think it's more kind of like saying you need to work a bit on yourself.
Yeah.
Like I said, a bit of soul searching.
I mean, to be fair, I still very much so live like a rock star in many aspects.
Yeah, of course,
I mean, I've been dressed the part most of the time, you know. I'm fucking. Yeah, it's kind of. It was going off as I was saying.
Yeah, little drips coming through.
If I'm hitting the nail on the head, just boost the K2 meter up for me, would you? Is it basically that I still have a ways to go before I basically meet my final form, and I should just watch my back and kind of start to get on it, especially now that my birthday is coming up in It's not even.
Hang
really
on, it said new beginnings, didn't it, on one of the cards? I think it was the last one you pulled, something about a new chapter or a new beginning.
Well, a new chapter couldn't mean anything really. It's more or less starting something new. Like, say if I did decide, okay, I'm going to quit smoking, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to stop being such a wanker all the time.
Whoa!
Oh, hit the nail on the head.
I think you're
That would be a new beginning.
Oh my god!
There you go.
Wow.
For me, that would be a new beginning. It would be at the end of an era. But me personally, I would tell you, I in my heart of hearts don't know if I'm quite ready for it. But it is, what I like about tarot cards is it in some way inherently reaches into your subconscious, your guilts, your
insecurities,
thoughts, your insecurities, things like that. That's why I think I affected you so badly earlier. Because every card you pull, you can somehow relate to yourself, and it encourages reflection.
Right.
Which I believe is the true importance of tarot card. Whether or not we just spoke to a spirit, yes, the K2 meter was going off the handle during the entire tarot card reading. And it seems to respond positively towards what I'm saying when it's having to do with the tarot card. But again, in itself, that is not proof that there's a dead person here speaking with me. But it could be. That's the other thing. It could be. It's an interesting experiment, one that I've never delved too heavily into because I never really took tarot cards too seriously until I just started experimenting with everything. And even this interview we've just had and all of this has really opened my eyes a little bit. But in the end, I believe it's more about, it does encourage you to reflect upon your life, and maybe in a way you're just supposed to take the message.
When you said that.
Yeah, I think you're just supposed to take the message for whatever you truly believe it is in your heart, and if the shoe fits, as they say, then maybe it's right. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, look, sorry to drag you all the way out here to do this, but this has been quite an interesting, very, very interesting adventure we've had.
It's been an interesting day from like start to finish. Like I say, obviously myself doing the tarot cards, and like I say from earlier, I was really upset earlier. Like, well, not upset. I think I was more kind of a bit pissed off because I got all negative cards. But then when I sit back and reflect a little bit, I don't think they're necessarily that bad. So it said you're going to go through a little bit of a financial difficulty, which granted I am, obviously, because my car, I've spent thousands in repairs. That is actually true. It says spend more time with your loved ones and stuff, and like kind of build relationships, which I've been doing recently, and my self-esteem and self-concept has been the highest it's ever been. I'm really like engaging with people more and feeling good about myself, so that is 100% relatable. But in the same breath, is that a deliberate thing? Like, do they make, it's like, for example, when you read like these star signs in like chat magazines, it says like, oh, Scorpios, they're overly loving and loyal, and I am that kind of a person. But I mean, it's like, is that kind of like the whole point? Does it make it so vague that you can kind of relate to like anyone and anything? That's why I'm still kind of on the fence with tarot cards. I don't know if it's like strictly, set rules for said people, or if it's just very much like so open you could literally relate it to any person in the room kind of situation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so some of it I can relate to, some of it I think is a little bit of like a grey area. If if it is a relatable post, it's not going to be right now. It's it's nothing I'm going through currently. I just hope that have a good future, and I kind of didn't really get that from my cards earlier, so I'm hoping. But at least you've got a good card. You've got a good set.
Well, even me, I'm a bit like, oh god.
But then again, like I say, that's life though. This is real life in a card. So
I know.
You have the struggle at the start, and it gets better with hard work and building on things. So I don't think it's too bad.
Like I said, what I'm thinking more is it forces you to have to think about the things you need to change, and nobody likes change. But look, I'm probably gonna just end it here. I think this has been such an interesting adventure. If you enjoyed this and want to see more videos like this, hit the like, let me know in the comment section. And before you go, smash this link right here. It's an absolute banger of a video. Don't even think about it, just click it, and we'll end it as we always do. Do you believe yet?